Anyone else think Gal Gadot has a Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley look to her? Like a cross, maybe? Fun fact, in Star Wars Episode 1, obviously Natalie Portman played the Queen, but remember her double? Remember she had a double every now and then? That was Keira Knightley. There's a fantasy. What's happening, film friends? David the Film Junkie here. I'm going to bring you some movie news you can find on your own, but I'm going to find it for you and tell you about it. Because that's the kind of guy I am. I appreciate you guys clicking in, so let's talk some movies. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, what is going on there? Yes, obviously, when it was announced that Wonder Woman was in the movie first, that got backlash in and of itself because everybody's like, oh, is this the Justice League movie? What's going on here? We got Batman and Superman, right? We don't need you. But then people started accepting it, and then it was, okay, who's going to play Wonder Woman? There's a lot of names that were thrown out there, and then all of a sudden Gal Gadot got chosen to play Wonder Woman, and then of course huge backlash for that because of her physique. Yes, she's very skinny and she's not quite busty and everything, which just shows how shallow things can get. It should be more about the performance, not the way her tits look. Anyways, in a recent interview, she mentioned that yes, she is preparing for this role extremely. She is working out every day. She's doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, like fighting, jiu-jitsu, sword fighting, lifting weights, everything like that. She is definitely gaining in mass, just like I said. See, I don't see why some people are so like, they have like a one-track mind. They just see what she looks like now and go, I don't get when people say that, because it's like obviously actors bulk up for roles. I mean, look at Henry Cavill. Look at previous roles before he was Man of Steel. I mean, he was pretty ripped, but he wasn't huge. Same thing with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's bulking up. Of course, Gal Gadot's gonna bulk up. And you know what? I kind of hope she gets that physique that physique that Angelina Jolie had in Tomb Raider. You know, remember how she bulked up a little bit? She had some rippedness. I mean, it's female mass. I mean, of course, yes, she had the bustiness, but we'll get to that because Gal Gadot also talks about boobs. But yeah, I kind of hope she gets that body type, because if you look at Angelina Jolie now, she's really fucking skinny. Oh, it's almost grotesque. And then we get to the boobs. I mean, obviously, and everybody talks about that as like, oh, well, Wonder Woman has boobs. Which is, you know, it's funny because obviously in comic books, female characters are always, you know, drawn very busty, very well endowed. And of course she's not really, but I mean, she even pokes fun at that, because I guess Amazonian women, technically, if you wanted to be totally technical about it, they had one boob. And it's pretty funny. Well, I'll have the link down below with the article, what she says, but you know, who cares? It's all about how the role is played, and hopefully she does a good job. She's exotic, I think she'll do a good job. I'm being optimistic, guys, so let me know what you guys think down below in the balls area. What do you think about Gal Gadot? She's obviously bulking up, guys, come on. Come on.
Sequels and prequels.
X-Men Days of Future Past. I always want to say Futures Past, like it's, yeah, like it's that. But it's Future Past, and obviously with the First Class, X-Men First Class, we got some of the younger versions of the characters as well as other characters that we haven't seen yet. And then you got the previous movies that have all the older characters as well as characters that we know and love already. And then obviously with the, you know, element of time travel that's going to be in this movie, there's going to be a crossing of these characters, which is pretty cool. And even in the trailer, they had Rogue, played by Anna Paquin, and apparently she only had a small role in this movie, but you know, she did it and everything like that. But when it came down to editing, she has been edited out of X-Men Days of Future Past. Yes, there's not going to be Rogue in this movie. She had a small part though. I mean, I guess it didn't work. According to Bryan Singer, the scene that she was part of, it was just too crazy, which happens, you know, when stuff doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, obviously. But yes, no Rogue in X-Men Days of Future Past. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure Anna Paquin's okay with that. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm sure when the DVD Blu-ray comes out, you'll see that deleted scene and everybody will be okay with it. Bill and Ted 3? Yeah. I think I actually talked about this before, probably. I don't know. I've done so many videos. It's hard to keep track of, but yes. Bill and Ted 3 has been on the drawing board for a while, actually. Probably the last 2 years I've been hearing about it, and I was just thinking, why would that happen? Because obviously Keanu Reeves has secured himself as an actor a well-known actor. He's done some awesome movies, and why would he go back and do that? Especially after Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. The child in me, of course, loved those two movies. I mean, I did. Those were my favorite movies. Yeah, I was a wild stallion. And now that, you know, I'm a little older, I think about it now, I'm like, wow, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was one of the stupidest movies ever made. But the first movie is just an 80s classic. Love it. Will always love it. And now they're talking about doing a third one. In a recent interview when he was interviewing for 47 Ronin, somebody asked him, well, what's going on with Bill and Ted? He said, yeah, there's a script, there's a story, there's a director, there's everything, but they don't have the financing for it. Because probably nobody wants to finance. No, I mean, I'm sure, you know, you gotta look at it like it's gonna be a nostalgic thing. You know, I look at it as it's going to be either really awesome or a pleasurable disaster. Like I compare a lot of these kind of movies, you know. It's gonna be pleasurable no matter what. Either you're gonna walk out going, yeah, that was great, I needed that childhood, or it's just gonna you're just gonna laugh the whole time and go, oh, what were they thinking? Which is still pleasurable in my eyes. He also talked about playing Ted again, Ted Theodore Logan, and he said, you know, it'd be pretty cool to play him at 50 because these guys are 50 years old. Can you believe that? My hip hurts. So it would be interesting to see Bill and Ted at 50. Obviously, they probably have kids, and their kids are probably in their 20s. Maybe they have grandkids. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens and see if they, you know, cleaned up their dialect, because let's face it, they couldn't really talk without, you know, saying dude or excellent or stuff like that, which I couldn't either when I was a kid. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about that as well as everything else I talked about, and also hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and also visit filmjunkie.com for all your latest movie news. And hopefully you guys had a great Christmas, and I appreciate you guys clicking in as always. Well, I'm David, the Film Junkie, and I brought you some movie news you can find on your own, but I found it for you and told you about it. You're welcome. Bill and Ted. Sadly, we won't see Rufus because he was played by the late, great George Carlin. Sad. My favorite comedian of all time. The guy should have been president. But then again, anybody they appoint president, he's just got a hand up his ass that somebody else is controlling. Wow, this is not one of those kind of videos. Okay, bye!